So the stream started. I've got my damn keyframe interval set up. All right, Twitch looks good.
Did you get to enjoy your day today? Go outside?
Yeah, I did. For a little bit. Went on lunch.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Okay, go ahead and mute that. Is the music too loud in the background?
No.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, from what I can tell, everything seems to be... All right, well, I guess we're good to go. All right.
Yay!
Yay. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Sloppy Bro Show. It's your buddy Slack Punk. It's Friday night. We made it another week, thank God. Didn't think it was ever going to get here. Tonight we got our special guest, Carla Cook, coming to us. How you doing tonight, Carla?
I'm doing awesome.
Fantastic. So tonight we are going to be discussing just a few things. Trump's State of the Union speech, as well as the new Green Deal that the left is trying to get implemented, as well. And then finally, you know, what's going on with conservatism in this, you know, country, and, you know, why are we being so discriminated against? So I guess we'll jump off with Trump's State of the Union. Now, I was actually pretty pleased with the State of the Union. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a shit show, but I think he actually did a really good job. And I felt like, you know, just with the speech, I felt, you know, that I found it to be very unifying. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it too. And I didn't think it was as bad as everybody kept trying to make it out to be.
No, I don't think so either. You know, I thought he did really good, you know, regarding, you know, some of his, you know, ideas regarding domestic and foreign policy. I'm really glad that, you know, he stayed firm, you know, with the border and the border wall. I feel, you know, that's something that we really need to get, you know, taken care of. I know a lot of people are like, you know, wanting to go with open borders and whatnot, but, you know, the thing that gets me is, you know, it wasn't too long ago where Democrats, you know, were for a more secure border and being more tough, you know, on illegal immigration.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, but
I mean, I remember even Clinton voting for it.
Mm-hmm. But it seems like now, just because Trump's president and they don't like Trump, they want to go against it, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, I think the majority of Americans in this country have no problem with immigration.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't either.
I mean, this country
Especially
was
doing it the right way.
exactly.
Because I have
mean,
no problem with immigrants at all.
right. I mean, this country was founded on immigrants. We're all immigrants. I mean, the only Native Americans here, is the Native American Indian, and we know how bad they got shit on. But
and the other way that it's broken is that the ones that are trying to do it the right way, they're making it really, really hard for them to do the right way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It just doesn't make any sense. It's like easier just to come across the border instead of going through all the right channels.
Right.
So that way, I think it's broken too, because you got really good people that want to come here, and we're not making it easy.
Well, and not only that, but it's a slap in the face to everybody that did come here the right way.
Yes.
That followed the rules, followed the law, took the tests, assimilated. I mean, it's not fair to all those people. I mean, take my mom, for example. I mean, even though my dad was in the Air Force, my mother was British. Even though she got married, she still became a naturalized U.S. citizen. And I remember even as a child, all she had to go through with the, memorizing the Constitution and, studying the, the history of America and whatnot, and then, having to stand and take the, the oath and whatnot. And when she finally got her papers,
and then after you do all that, you still have to be approved. Like, there's some guy in office that looks through this application and he can just go,
right,
no, for no reason.
Right. So, this whole thing with open borders, I mean, it just scares the shit out of me. I mean, and the fact that, when he was talking about that, Democrats wouldn't stand up and applaud for, especially when they were talking about, the sex trafficking that's occurring, and the human trafficking that's occurring. I mean, here's a group of people that are supposed to be for the people, and human rights and whatnot, but yet they can't stand and show some respect, for the issues that really matter. It's like, come on.
And they can't stand for the lowest unemployment rate ever for blacks and females, and they can't stand for, just overall economics.
Yeah.
Haven't been this good. I mean, I don't understand it. Like, what do you not have to be happy about?
Right, exactly. I don't know. It's a crazy political time that we're in now. I mean, I thought it was bad during, Obama's administration, because, I mean, I will be fair, Republicans, I don't feel like, worked with Obama. And maybe, this is some, some karmic karma that's coming back to bite them in the ass,
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
But
they gave him a hard time. I know.
Somebody, in my opinion, has got to be the bigger person and start doing what's right for the country, for the American people. This whole thing for tit for tat, I mean, it's getting old,
But what's so great about Trump is, I mean, he has a lot of Republicans that also hate him too.
Oh, yeah.
He's just doing what he feels is right. He's not wanting to play the game. He just wants to do what he feels is right. I mean, I believe that in my heart.
Oh, no, I can see that now as well. I mean, I think, personally for me at first, I thought, he pretty much did it, as a bet, and was surprised as hell when he won. I honestly don't think he had any intention of winning. But now that he's in there, I think he's made the point that, okay, here I am. I've got the most powerful position in the world. Let me see what I can do to make things better. Because I mean, hell, even he knew that the whole system was rigged and corrupted.
I mean, just watching the State of the Union, I think that came across that way, that he really cares.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he even applauded the women, and I see him as applauding all women. Like, this is a good thing for all women, that more women are being elected. But the way they just stood and patted themselves on the back and how they acted, that's not the way it looked on their end.
Right.
To me.
Yeah, I mean, to me, they all came off as extremely narcissistic.
Yeah.
And I mean,
they did not impress me at all.
They might have chosen to wear all white, for the suffrage movement, but That's not the way it came across, when I
No.
saw. I mean, all
No.
they needed was a hood. And in my opinion, that's exactly what the Democratic Party
I
stands
read that.
for.
Some people said that.
You
I
know.
just, oh my gosh. That's kind of low, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of funny though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's also based on fact too. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Democrats did, start the KKK. And this whole thing
Right.
about the party switch in the '60s. No, that never happened. That's just propaganda. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still the party of racism, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep, that's a lie that we've been told.
right?
One of many.
I'm just really happy. I don't know if you've been following this Blexit movement that Candace Owens has started. Where we're starting to see more, people of color coming from the Democratic Party to the conservative side. Because they're starting to wake up and realize that Republicans, aren't the evil boogeyman that we've been made out to be, for the longest time.
I haven't seen that movement, but I have been watching the news a lot and then, seeing a lot of interviews
Yeah,
stating to that very fact.
yeah. Do a search for Turning Point USA and specifically Candace Owens and Blexit. And
I actually read something from that Martin Luther King's daughter actually said something to that very fact.
yeah, I
That
think.
Republicans were doing more for the black people than Democrats ever did. And that
Oh
was
yeah.
really wake up.
Well, yeah,
That
because
she was trying to say that.
my whole argument has been that there's only one color that Republicans and fiscal conservatives care about, and that's green.
Right.
And money.
That's
And,
how I feel about Trump. I've never thought he was a racist. I feel or sexist.
well, no, I mean no.
He just if you can get the job done at a reasonable amount and get it done on time, I don't think he freaking cares.
no,
I don't.
No,
He just wants the end result to be get it done. I just don't see it. I don't see him as a racist at all.
No. And it's funny. I mean, before he even said he was going to run for president, I mean, they all liked him. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton.
Yeah, they liked his money.
I mean, they
Yeah.
were all buddies with him. It wasn't until he, he ran for, said he was running for president and won the nomination that they all came out and said he was a racist. And as far as, him being a sexist, I mean, I know what, people heard, with that hot mic on the bus with Billy Bush. What they fail to realize is he's talking about gold digging whores. And the reality is gold digging whores, if you've got enough money, they will pretty much let you do whatever as long as they're getting something
Yep.
out of the deal. They don't care.
They actually know where to go to find them.
Exactly.
They know where the rich men are going to go. They know. I mean, there's certain women that. Yeah, I mean that's the whole goal.
He wasn't talking about women with morals. Good Christian women. Or women, in happy, trusting relationships. He was talking about the gold digging whore, and the gold digging whore has been
Seriously,
around for a very
I mean,
long time.
as a woman, I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. I don't even really care because I've heard guys talk way worse. It just can he lead the country? Can he do what he's going to say he's going to do? That is just like what?
No, I agree with you 100%. The other thing that he went on in his speech when he was, targeting China, regarding stolen intellectual property. I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, this whole thing with the tariffs, I'm behind 100%. I mean, China has been ripping off American ideas and intellectual property.
Actually, Democrats are
years.
with that too. There's a lot of them that are actually on board with the tariffs more than you think.
Well,
Because they know China's been screwing us over.
oh yeah, but you see, here's the thing: though, the media is not. I don't really feel like the media is really pushing that agenda for the Democrats because it's not.
They're
It's not
they're
left.
not.
It's
They
not.
don't push
It's not left
anything
enough
that's
for
good.
them.
Any of the successes, and he's had a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this for the man. I mean, he has pretty much tried to do everything that he said he was going to do, and I don't know too many presidents in history outside of Reagan you know, that have done that. And let's face it, I mean, what's the one thing that Reagan and, you know, Trump have in common? They both weren't politicians. You know, when they came in.
Yep, look how fast he got the embassy built. They've all said they were going to do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the
President
thing.
for like 20 years said they were going to get that built.
You know, they all say they're going to do a bunch of shit.
He got it built within like the first year of his presidency. And cheap. He got it done cheap.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty amazing.
Way cheaper. He saved us money.
Well, I mean, you know, he does build buildings for a living, right?
I know. So he knew exactly, you know, what to do.
You know. Now, if it's still standing in 25, 30 years, I'll be impressed.
You know what else he did? All the used military equipment that we're not using or we don't need anymore, that's just sitting around. He got it. He's like, why is it just sitting here doing nothing when the police need some of this stuff? He gave it to the police. That wasn't even extra money.
Well,
this
now,
is just stuff that's sitting around.
Well, now, in all
it's
fairness,
just smart decisions.
Well, yeah, but in all fairness, I do know for a fact that Bush actually started that trend of, you know, taking the military equipment that we were going to leave over and giving it to the, you know, police departments and sheriff's departments and whatnot. That's kind of been going on, you know, since we, you know, won the victory in Iraq. You know, mission accomplished.
I don't think Obama did it.
No, I don't know.
I think
I'm not saying Obama did. I'm saying it started with GW, with Bush.
Okay.
I think with Obama, he tried to reel most of that shit back in. You know,
yeah,
with the exception of the guns that him and Holder were, you know, selling to, you know, our enemies. What was it, Fast and Furious?
And paying the terrorists to be nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to give Iran that what?
We'll give you $1 billion if you just settle down. You know, just chill out. Yeah.
Now, the one thing I did think that was kind of ballsy, which I wasn't expecting, was when he was talking, you know, when he was making the call with Dems, you know, for cooperation, compromise, and then he slammed them for ridiculous, you know, partisan investigations, and then was pretty much saying, you know, if you guys start investigating me, you know, you're going to fuck all this shit up. The economy's going.
I wasn't expecting him to add that in. You know, they kind of like got thrown back a little bit when you added that in there.
I was kind of like, whoa, the balls on that guy. I'm surprised you didn't point at him and go, "You're fired."
I know. I like so much that he doesn't dance around either. Like, what's really bothering you? What he really means. He's very direct. You don't have to try to figure it out. You know what he wants. I mean, I admire that.
No, I do too. I mean, it's like I said, I was really impressed. I've never been one to watch State of the Union speeches. I've always kind of found them boring. But with this one, I knew I had.
Not now.
This one, I knew I had to. You know, just because of, you know, his demeanor and, you know, the way he carries. I just knew some shit was going to go down, and, you know, I didn't want to miss it.
I have never been interested in politics the way I have as soon as Trump started getting into this. I mean, when he used to debate with Hillary, I would be upstairs in the bedroom laughing. It was just so good just to watch him debate her. And then Nathan would come in and go, "Why are you laughing? This is not supposed to be funny. You're not supposed to be laughing at this."
Right.
But it was just so good. It's so entertaining.
Well, you know, the thing is, like you remember the one debate where she was claiming that he was being all creepy and standing behind her and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you actually look at the debate and you rewatch the video, he's standing still. She's the one walking towards him and then stands directly in front of him with her back pushed up against him. It's like, you know, he's not the one, you know, being creepy, lady. You are.
Yeah, she's totally creepy.
You know.
I'd be in a dark room with Trump over Hillary any day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at least with Trump, you're 99% sure you're not going to get killed. I mean, how many people have suddenly gone missing under, Hillary's watch that just disappeared,
Right?
or woke up dead?
Exactly.
You know.
Don't mess with the Clintons.
Yeah, I mean,
That's it. They're a scary group.
oh,
Seriously.
yeah, they've always been corrupt. I mean, even back when he was governor of Arkansas, you know. And that's not being a conspiracy theorist, Facebook. So if you try to ban my account for being a conspiracy theorist, F you. Because I know you're watching, Zuckerberg. But, yeah. So let me ask you, what do you think about this whole, Russian collusion thing? Do you think Mueller's going to find anything?
No. Absolutely not.
No, I don't think they will either. I think they've had plenty of time that if they had something, they would have already come out with it by now.
I think they're trying to find anything that maybe they can tag onto him, but it's not going to have anything to do with Russia. Because now I hear that they're trying to go into his finances. They're trying to find anything. They're so desperate. They just look desperate. It's been going on for so long. They're absolutely desperate.
Yeah, I think overall,
if something was there, they would have already found it, and it would have been out all over the place. They already would have leaked it, because everything gets leaked.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing. Pete, there's nothing.
And personally, I think they're just shooting themselves in the foot and guaranteeing a 2020 win for him, because I think, overall, the American people are they're done with it.
Yep.
You didn't find nothing. Now, let's move on with some shit. Quit dragging this shit on. I mean, it seems like every morning, when I get up and I'm watching, Good Morning America, there's at least, 5 minutes of Russian collusion devoted every single day. And CNN's
when
the
there's
worst.
all these other things, even besides just trying other things that you could talk about. I just get tired of it.
Right.
Because they're not saying anything new. And you figure the news would always want something new. They're not saying anything new. You've already heard this. Heard your thoughts and your opinions, and I really could care less about your thoughts and your opinions. I only want the facts. If you don't have anything, shut up.
Exactly. Nobody cares about your feelings. We just want the facts.
Yes. But that's not what the media seems to be about anymore.
Well, no, I mean, honestly, we haven't had any truthful journalism in a long time. It used to be, journalists were unbiased. All they did was report the facts. You didn't know where they stood on the issue. They didn't tell you where they stood on the issue.
They said it with a straight face and just, here's what I got.
But those days are over
that's all I want.
Because now what we've got is opinionated journalism. Because
now they're like, my feelings are hurt.
They have figured out that the more opinionated they are, the more ad revenue they can make. And the more that they can then mislead the general public. Because nobody fact checks anymore.
He's rude, so he's got to be guilty. It's like, what?
Right. Anybody that is that mean, can't be a good person.
Right.
He's not being paid to be a good person. He's not getting paid at all. I mean, he's turned down his letter, but his job's not to be a nice, good guy. His job is to take care and run the country and make sure that we, as Americans, are being taken care of.
He had a plan when he got elected, and I think he's got a job. He wants to get it done.
Yeah.
I think that's how he handles his business. That's how he's been successful, because he stays on track, and they just don't get it.
No, they don't get it. Of course, most of the ones that don't get it, these are the same people that want free shit, that believe that, government owes them everything, that they're entitled to everything, and that, they shouldn't have to work for shit. I don't know if you saw the post that I put up with the new Green Deal that, AOC is pushing, Alexandria Ortiz, whatever her name is. If you read through that shit, that's some fucking scary shit. It is.
Yeah.
To me, she's the one that I most fear right now. Because the younger generation...
She's the head of the Democratic Party right now.
Is looking at her like a god. that,
Yeah.
everything she says is gold. And it's only because they don't understand, how finances and government works. I mean, somebody
Right.
has got to pay for this shit. And even if we tapped into all 2,000 billionaires worldwide, which is, about the number right now, it's still not enough money
Yeah,
to do
they said
everything.
we still would have not enough money to pay for everybody's free health care. So if you ran out of money already doing the health care thing, how are you going to redo this Green Deal?
Well, hell, I mean, it's more than just free health care. I mean, she's wanting to do away with planes and fucking, fossil fuels and fucking, nuclear energy. I mean, it can't happen. It's, not only that, but I mean, if we took away all that shit, you know how many people would lose their jobs? Unemployment would go through the worst numbers we've ever seen.
As I understand it, she just wants to make other forms of transportation so much more obtainable that they don't want to fly so much. That's how she's trying to spin it.
Oh no, she wants to do away with planes. Period. She does. She wants to go to a rail system. Okay, how the hell are you gonna go from damn United States to United Kingdom via train? I mean, just that.
That's what I mean. She wants just like the interstate stuff to not have to use so many flights. That's what they're saying.
Not only that, but it takes more energy to build an electric car than it does a damn gasoline one. Making those damn batteries ain't easy. It actually does more harm to the environment, with the CO2 emissions than just standard carbon emissions. I mean, look at,
Have you seen how much those Teslas cost?
Oh, yeah, they're fucking expensive. You could afford that shit. I mean, hell, even
Really, like $100,000?
Well, I mean, even shit like the Prius and what's the Honda Insight. I mean, those things are expensive as shit for no more than what they are.
Yeah, and when I went to I was looking at new cars, the dealer was like, really, I mean, you're not really saving, you're on gas if you're just going to, I mean, the way I was, going back and forth, how I would use my vehicle, they're like, even if you pay a little more to buy the energy efficient, half electric, like they're telling me I wouldn't really save anymore.
Right.
So like, what's the point? Like, is it a gimmick?
Oh yeah, I mean it's.
I don't know.
It's. I mean it's. It's scary. What she's. Got planned. Now, luckily for right now, we've got Pelosi that's just looking at her like, "Nah, bitch, none of this shit's gonna happen." Because even though Pelosi's an evil cunt, she's still a money grubber. Like the majority
I don't think
of
she
them.
likes Cortez getting all the attention, actually.
Oh no, she doesn't.
And she knows Cortez is going to be like after her job.
Well, yeah. Well, good luck with that, because for her to get that job, they're going to have to win in 2020, and I think they'll end up losing the damn house again in 2020.
Well, you know why I like Cortez? There's one reason why I like her.
Why is that?
She's putting a major divide in the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why Trump will win. They can't get their shit together. They don't have one message.
No, they don't.
They have infighting. They can't get it together. So, because you got the old school Democrats, and then you got people like Cortez, and they don't get along.
Right.
And they don't have the same message.
Well, the only thing that we've got going for us right now, as far as the long term is, I mean, it's best just to go ahead and give up on millennials. It's they don't
want to work. They don't want to do anything.
It's a lost cause. You're not gonna change any of their minds.
Well, yeah, we just need to wait on the generation after.
Yeah, generation
do
Z.
better.
That's our
this
hope.
One's messed up.
Yeah, that's our hope, because this generation coming up behind them, they are becoming more conservative. And
yeah, like my kids and like yours. Yeah.
They do understand that you have to work for what you want to get. That nothing's free.
Hell yeah.
And that not everybody's a winner, and that you're gonna have losers. But you have to keep.
But here's the thing that they don't tell people and explain. that truly you appreciate it more when you work for it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
earn it. It's just, it does something, on your inside. It lifts you up as a person. It gives you something to look forward to. But you have no self-esteem and no self-worth if
Right.
everything just keeps giving it to you. In order to grow up and be a happy person, you need to have something to work towards. You have to have goals. But if something's always given to you, where are your goals?
Right.
What is your goals? To get more from somebody else? To take more from somebody else? That just eats away at your soul. You're a miserable, ugly person.
Yeah.
And you wonder why you're so unhappy. I'm so unhappy. Go do something. Tired of all the whining. They just whine.
Yeah. No, it's that's basically what we have to contend now with, is a bunch of damn whiners.
They are.
But luckily, like I said,
And then you got people like Cortez pandering.
Oh yeah, they want to hold their little hands and tell them that everything's going to be okay. Don't worry, we're going to pay for it all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe there are individuals out there that do, need help and do require assistance, especially those that can't, take care of themselves either due to physical.
But it's like a step program in order to help people. Like, it's a help. It's not a giving. It's a way to build people up to get them on the right track. It's not free.
Right.
Free is never good, I don't think. Yeah, make people that want to go to school more affordable for certain people, but not free. More affordable should be, but not free.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do
because you don't appreciate it.
I do think, that corporations, have gotten greedy, over the years. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for I'm all for the free market enterprise. I'm all for capitalism. I do think that some of these, colleges, especially the ones that are, for profit, where they care more about money than the education, I think there's a big, problem with that. But even so, I think that if we were to hand that over to the private sector, they could do a far better job than the damn government can. Because let's be honest, the government can't do anything efficiently. They can't do shit. The government sucks. I mean, if you don't believe me, just go to the DMV. Something that should be simple. Look how complicated they made it. I mean, nothing in government works. The only thing that works for government is our military. That's it. And our emergency responders and our police force. That's the only things that really work. And even they're starting to fail now because rather than letting them do their jobs, they're turning our damn police force into damn tax collectors.
Right.
Making them do.
And then making it. It's making it so they're even scared to do their job the way they know they need to do it because they're afraid they're going to make somebody upset or they're going to be sued because you keep seeing them. Every time they shoot somebody, they have to go to court and defend themselves.
Well, you can thank Obama for that.
But when they go through that training, when you go through training like that, they don't say, well, think about it. No, you see something and you think you could be in danger, it's automatic. You pull the gun out.
Right. Now, I will say, I mean, there are individuals out there that have no business being police officers. There is a small,
there's always going to be like
just like in the military. I mean, you're always going to have a selective a small group of individuals that are enlisting and joining the force for one reason only. They're looking for a legalized meaning to kill people. That's it.
Right.
You're always going to have that. So what we need to do is we need to come up with ways to weed those fuckers out. And then give our good guys the tools they need to do their jobs efficiently and back them up when the shit hits the fan.
Right. Because now we're having a hard time even getting young people even want to become police officers because you see so much bad press against police officers, and then you keep seeing them being targeted like just killing them just because they're a police officer. I mean, what makes you want to go? Hey, let's go be a police officer. No.
Right. But I also believe that we also need to educate our police officers a little more. I think that, you know, graduating high school, going to a training program for 6 weeks, and then giving them a gun and hitting the streets, I think, you know, that's maybe not the best approach. You know, I think they need to be educated, especially in the rules of law. You know, they need to have some, you know, exposure to the law and you know, how the laws are.
They have to, right?
You know, and
I mean, I figured that would be a given.
Well, yeah, you would think
but
so.
I know a lot of police officers, too, have been prior military.
Right. And, you know, you also have to teach them in the ways of, you know, I think in forensic science. You know,
I also do believe that they need to be schooled somehow with mental illness.
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
That is a problem. They may use unnecessary force or something, and really the person's just mentally ill, that you need to be able to kind of be able to tell that in a way to handle the situation.
Right. No, I agree with you 100%. I mean, there's too many people that, you know, where parents have called, you know, because their child, you know, is having a damn, you know, fit or a damn delusional event, and then the cops come and, you know, rather than getting the child help, you know, they end up shooting the kid, you know, fucking 10 times. You know, that to me is completely unacceptable. You know.
Yeah, I think that's just ignorance. You know, you see someone, you know, throwing fits, and they possibly saying things, and they might actually look dangerous to the police officer at first.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's some kind of psychological training that they could do to kind of help with that.
Yeah, and at the same time,
to be able to identify it.
Yeah, and at the same time, you can't shoot somebody in the back and claim that you were afraid for your life when they're running away from you. I mean, if they're coming towards you, I get it. I'm on your side, but if they're running away from you, I'm sorry, you're not in danger. They're trying to get the hell out of Dodge. You know.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation. If they've already shot 2 people and they're running, yeah, I'm going to shoot them.
Yeah, but then at that point, you're taking on the role as judge, jury, and executioner. You know, and that's not what a cop's role is. You know.
Well, what if he's overweight and, you know, then he's like, damn, I got to put the gun away and I'm going to have to chase his ass?
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're overweight, if you're to the point where you're so overweight you can't run after the criminal, you probably shouldn't be a cop.
But they are. That's another thing, really. You know, in military, they have PT training. Like, if you don't pass the physical training test, they give you a chance to, like, fix it. But, I mean, there's a certain standard that the military needs you to be ready, right?
Well, that's
I think the same thing should be for cops.
Exactly.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
get the ones that are really, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
When the guy starts running?
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't have had that damn, you know, those 3
They
donuts.
don't have that, and they should.
No,
there should be a physical requirement for all police officers.
No, I agree 100%. I mean, yeah, you can't be eating.
If the military does, the police officer should.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. I mean, there does have to be a physical standard that, you know, should be enforced and they should have to meet to be able to do their job.
Yes.
You know.
But, you know, we've all seen it. He thinks he's badass, but, oh, my God, he's 300 pounds. Really.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I say that runs through my mind is, you know, how the hell is that shirt staying tucked in?
Duct tape.
Because I mean, I'm a bit overweight myself, you know, and as a guy that is overweight, I have a fucking hard time keeping my shirt tucked in. That I just give up. I quit tucking it in. I'm like, fuck it, it ain't worth the hassle. So I want to know what the hell he's doing to keep his fucking shirt tucked in. All right, so moving on. Now, I think out of everybody I know, you've probably experienced this the worst. But it seems like, with today's political climate, if you come out as being a Trump supporter or a conservative or pretty much anything other than, a left-winged nutty liberal, you are a racist, you are a hate monger, you are a fascist, you're everything that's wrong with this country. Now, I know that, during the 2016 election, you actually lost a lot of friends because you actually came out and said that you were voting for Trump.
Yes. Yep. Yes, I did. That was really hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, I'm the first one to admit I didn't vote for Trump. I wrote in my candidate, which at the time, I thought that Bernie Sanders, might be the way to go. Looking at it now, I realize that I was, high on something.
Well, we were looking for...
all I knew is that it wasn't Hillary.
Something, okay, even I thought, maybe, because, you hear things and you look at the other side and you're like, oh, there's Bernie over there. Maybe, because the choices just didn't seem good. You were just really nervous to make a choice. Yeah.
And for the longest time, I considered myself, a liberal Democrat. I remember, when I was 18, back during the whole, first Gulf War, standing outside, my house on Main Street, wearing my little damn tie-dye T-shirt, and my little combat boots with a sign that said "No blood for oil," protesting the Gulf War, and the people in the, town driving by, honking the horn, giving me the finger, because at the time, I wasn't in support of that. My whole argument was, if Iraq's main export had been broccoli, we wouldn't have been there. That we were only there, for the oil. So for the longest time,
I think that might have been propaganda too, because right now we're the biggest exporter of oil.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree 100%.
So it's just like, I don't know.
But. Yeah. My point being is, for the longest time, I've been on the left, leaning side. And I'll be honest with you.
Like most teenagers, that's usually the way it is. Because we're idealistic, right?
I voted for Bill Clinton, during when it, came time, to get, George W. Sr. out, and then when it came between, I voted for Gore,
You just liked it when Bill played the saxophone. Come on.
No, actually, I'm not a big fan of the sax.
You just thought, he's a cool guy. What?
No, I thought he's not George W. Sr. He's not G.H.
Yeah.
That was the only reason why I voted for damn Clinton. And plus, I didn't really understand Clinton's politics. All I knew was he's not, George Bush.
Right.
And
I like him better than Hillary.
No, I thought he was more personable than Hillary. Hillary always seemed to me more evil and robotic. Like you kept waiting for her to rip her face off, and you'd see some alien invader underneath the skin.
And I got a lot of shit for that too, because I'm a woman. It's like, you're a woman. How can you not vote for another woman? I was like, have you listened to her? I was like, this is not an issue about gender.
Yeah, this bitch is crazy.
Why are you trying to make it about gender? I'm like, she's a horrible person. I'm not voting for her. That's it.
And then even when, Barack Obama, ran in 2007, I was like, yeah, I'm going to vote for, because, I really wanted to be a part of having the first, black president, of America. I thought that was awesome, and I loved the whole thing of hope and change. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Hope and change.
Yeah, he talks really good.
He sold me on that hook.
That's all he can. That's all the only thing good that he can do. He can talk really good.
And then when it came for his reelection, I was like, well, okay. Admittedly, he had a difficult 4 years because, the Republicans wouldn't work with him. But now that he's now that he's going to have a Democratic Congress,
that's what everybody did.
Just want to. He's going to
baby him.
He's going to do better this time.
He had a hard time.
So
let's give him another chance.
I gave him the chance, and he totally fucked us. He did.
Yeah.
All he was just more of the damn status quo.
I think he was worse.
Yeah, and he was worse too, mainly because I thought the fact that he used our drones to kill thousands of innocent men, women, and children. I didn't agree with that shit at all. I hated the fact that, he threw our, police departments under the fucking bus. I think race relationships in this country got far worse under Obama than they ever were
Yes.
under Bush or Clinton.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it was like little remarks he would make in his speeches. It was very like tongue in cheek. You had to really be listening.
You had to read in between the lines. So, I finally woke up after that damn second term. And I was like, fuck it. I'm not voting for damn Clinton. So all I had left, and I was like, no, I'm not going to vote for Trump because I didn't like The Apprentice. I appreciated his...
Trump was a little wild card.
I appreciated him, not being, bashful or, censoring himself, but I was like, nah, I'm going to give Bernie a shot. I like where he's coming from. He seems like he's going to do the right thing and whatnot. But then, Trump wins. And I'm like, okay, I can accept that. He's my president. Whether, I like it or not, he's my president. I want my captain to fly the plane. I don't want him to crash the shit, or sink the damn boat. So I'm going to give him a shot. But the thing that made me switch and pushed me away was how everybody came out with this fucking, just took this political correctness and just went ape shit with it. And, and started, trying to censor, freedom of speech and thought. And if you don't think like we do or say what we say, then you're a fucking racist or you're a fascist and you're a piece of shit and you can go fuck yourself. And we're going to sit in the middle of the goddamn street and fucking cry. And then we're going to put black outfits on and fucking destroy and smash shit. And, fuck you for not being a part of it. And I'm like, this is fucking nuts.
Yes. Yeah, if I ever had any question about my choice in voting for Trump, yeah, they made it for me as soon as they defriended me. Or unfriended me.
And then, having to watch what you went through, because we've grown up in the same circle of people,
Yeah.
And actually,
Oh yeah.
if I'd have come out the way you did, I'd be in the same damn boat too, but like, you and I discussed earlier, I started a second page on my Facebook account and just included those people that I knew had, similar thoughts and opinions, where I wouldn't get judged, because I knew if I shared those same, viewpoints on my other page, I was going to get thrown to the fucking wind. The thing is, we're not... Is
it because you just didn't want to lose those friends, or is it because you're afraid of what they would say?
It's not so much I was afraid of what they say.
You just didn't want to have a confrontation.
I didn't want to have a confrontation, but also because, I was trying to do photography. I was trying to get my photography business up off the ground, and I had a lot of people. And I was afraid it was going to affect
trying to stay out of the political
So I was trying
ruckus.
to keep, that second, page, just made it non-political. And I would only talk politics with those that I felt safe that I could talk politics with. And there are a handful of people that, don't think like I do.
See, that's sad in itself.
Oh, no, it is sad.
I felt that these people were my friends, that I could have opinion, whether it was a difference of opinion or not.
Yeah, I know.
That they wouldn't judge me. That they would still be, okay, this is a view. I don't like it, but, I've known this person for 20 years. I know who they are. Because I've never, ever thought that I could agree with anyone 100%. And I even told them, I said, I don't even agree with my husband 100%. That doesn't mean I don't want to be married to him anymore. It doesn't mean I don't love him anymore. I just don't understand how you can even think one opinion out of a million others. And all of a sudden, you're this horrible person.
Yeah, and it's like,
I couldn't even get my mind wrapped around it, actually.
I couldn't even see their basis for their arguments, because, especially, within the gay community. In the 2 years that he's been president, what rights has anybody that's, gay or LGBT, what have they lost? What's been taken away from them?
Yes.
They can still get married. No, nobody said anything about that. They could still have property and, leave their property to their loved ones or whatever. Nobody, is taking over that. They're not being discriminated. Not marching in the damn streets, trying to take anything away. all I heard was, now that he's president, we're going to lose everything, and they haven't.
Yeah.
And
they also told me that they were afraid for their life. They're like, now that President Trump's in office, I'm not even going to be able to walk down the street. They thought, I don't know why, but they thought all of a sudden,
I can tell you why.
Every jackass is going to come out between every tree and want to go after every gay person. I was like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. Why would you?
Well, I can tell you why. It's because you had those alt-right fuckheads that came out in support. But what people don't realize is those alt-right fuckers, they're not a threat to anybody. They're almost non-existent. When you look at the total population of this country, you maybe have, let's just say for an even number, 5,000, skinheads, Klansmen, Nazis, or whatever you want to call them. You've maybe got 5,000 across the country. When you look at how many people there are, that's not even a register on the damn scale. And just because they come out in support of him doesn't mean that he supports them, or
right.
thinks the way that they think. They're fucking idiots. Everybody knows they're fucking idiots. But what pisses me off is you've got groups like the fucking SPLC, that are just as fucking hateful as the damn alt-right. You've got this extreme alt-left, and nobody says shit about that. And, and they're just as nefarious and evil as the alt-right, in my opinion. I mean, it's just crazy. It's like, women, you got what rights have women not have that they're just now getting?
That's what I was trying to get with the Pussy Hats and the Women's March. I was like, what exactly are they marching for? What do we not have? What is their message? And that is where they went wrong. They did not have a clear message.
Yeah, and the message that
all they had is they didn't like Trump. That's it.
Well, yeah.
There was no message, no reason.
Well, no, they had a message.
What are you asking for? What do you need?
Well,
There's nothing.
What they were going on about was the fictitious, pay gap, the gender pay gap. That was their number one point. That women don't make as much as men, which is bullshit. More women are graduating college than men. The difference is, women's priorities are different than that of men's. Women want to spend time with their family and their friends and go on vacation and do shit, where, men tend to be more focus driven with their careers and, will work late, stay late, not calling in sick as much, So, of course, yeah, they're going to make a little more money. But when you look at the salaries, side by side, they're not making any less. As a matter of fact, they're making more, for the hours that they're working. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Because, it just depends on the company or whatever. But I think probably a lot of companies don't work like that anymore, but I'm sure there still are.
Then you got these,
biased
these women.
Against women and think they don't deserve more. But I don't think it's like the point you're trying to make. I don't think it's as rampant as they're trying to make it out to be.
Well, no, it's not as cut and dry as that. But what I'm saying,
look who runs Facebook. It's a woman. Mark Zuckerberg hired her. She makes a shit ton of money.
Yeah, look who ran Hewlett Packard. Look who ran Yahoo.
Right.
There's plenty of damn CEOs that are women that are running big corporations. Now,
yeah.
I will say this. Most of them get run into the ground. But let's face it, women can't spend money correctly.
Oh, come on.
I'm just playing. But, regardless, it's like these feminazis that are talking about this, toxic masculinity. What do women want? Do women really want, some thin, skinny-ass soy boy wearing skin-tight jeans that the moment the shit hits the fan, he's going to hightail and get his ass out of there and leave you holding the bag? Or do they want a man that's going to stand behind them and fight for them and protect them and take care of them? Do women really want a man that they make more money than, that they're having to take care of and who's not taking care of them? No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Because that's not the natural order of things. You know,
No, it doesn't make them happy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is.
Men and women are different
Because
for a reason.
I don't understand it.
You know,
I want my man to be a real man.
yeah,
Yeah.
You want him. You want to know that he can kick some fucking ass when the shit is the fan. You're
Yeah.
gonna be okay. You know that he's not gonna, hightail and run away like a little screaming bitch. You know,
I do not want a pretty boy. I don't even that whole. God, what was the word they called men that like wearing all their designer suits, getting their hair done, their makeup, their nails done.
Metrosexuals.
Well, yes. Who would want? Okay, my whole thing was if the guy was standing in the mirror longer than I do, I don't want him.
Well, no, I'm not
That
gonna.
right there is a big
I'm not gonna knock the whole metro.
I mean, like take care of yourself, but they just get.
Because I mean, look at Tom Hardy. I mean, he dresses up, cleans up good. But he's gonna fuck you up if he has to. I mean, he was Bane for God's sakes.
You know which ones I mean, though. They're pretty boys.
Yeah, the fucking the soy boys. The fucking skin tight pant wearing motherfuckers. Where their nuts are so goddamn tight they're cutting the circulation off.
Yeah, I can't. No, can't do that.
Yeah, I mean it's bullshit. But again, though, that's what's great about this country. If you want to dress like that and be like that and behave like that, that's your right. I'm not going to shit on you for doing that. But don't shit on me, for wanting to be masculine, for wanting to tell fucking fart jokes.
Right.
And fucking drink beer.
And try to act like there's something wrong with you about being a man.
Exactly.
What is wrong with being a man?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Why are they attacking men? I don't understand.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
And they want to take gender out completely and just try to make this one gender thing.
Oh, don't even get me started on the whole fucking gender thing.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I want to know.
I mean,
that my man is, on the complete other end of the spectrum from me.
Until they can prove to me scientifically that there is more than just XX and XY chromosomes, there's only two genders. Now, look, if you want to be a guy and dress up like a girl, fine, knock yourself out. I don't care. If you want to be a woman and dress up like a man, more power to you. But don't dictate to me that just because that's what you want to do, I have to accept that and then agree with it and, recognize it. Now you're infringing on my rights and beliefs. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Don't tell me what to fucking do.
Right.
I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah, that was really sad. That teacher lost his job because he wouldn't use the terms that the school was dictating him to use. So instead of using them at all, he just didn't use any, but he still got fired. Because it went against his beliefs.
And just really because I think that way and I feel that way doesn't make me a hateful person, because I don't hate anybody. I don't wish ill will on anybody. The great thing about this country is that anyone, I don't care who you are, I don't care what color you are, I don't care what your sexual preference is, if you come here and you put in the work and you're willing to do what it takes, you can do and be whatever you want to be. I believe that 100%. And I know that because,
Absolutely.
I'm living proof. I dropped out when I was 16. I didn't finish high school. I went and got my damn GED from Randolph Community College two months later. And then I jumped on a damn pedaling truck, and then I spent the next damn 10 years trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do with my life. And then it finally hit me, and I found my path, and I got on it. And even though I still have to deal with ups and downs just like anybody would, considering my background, and the upbringing that I had, and I had a great upbringing. I mean, I had two wonderful parents that loved me unconditionally and were never embarrassed to share it or say it, but we were not rich people, we were paycheck to paycheck, when it came time for Christmas, you were lucky if you got the one thing that you really, really, really wanted. And if you didn't, you were thankful for what you were given and happy to get it,
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so this whole thing that, you know, people are just like, you know, yeah, it's fine.
Is that Liam?
No. So where was I?
I don't know. I just blanked out. I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought too. But anyway, I was talking about,
Okay.
you know, anybody can be whatever they want in this country, and that's, you know, I really believe that, you know, and
Yes.
you just have to want to work for it
I do too.
and put in the time.
But
and
that's the
damn effort.
thing. But the other side doesn't believe I can have my own opinion.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's where I have a big problem. You know, like that guy in Colorado, the Christian baker. Now, you know, I don't consider myself a Christian, you know, or a big religious individual. You know, I struggle with my faith every day, you know, especially with everything that I've gone through over the last, you know, decade, you know, losing, you know, my mom, my dad, my brother, you know, so, you know, I'm all the time questioning this shit, you know, but for that guy, if what he believes is what he believes, and, you know, he's 100% about it, what gives anybody the right to make him do something that he obviously doesn't feel comfortable want to do? And just the fact that he doesn't want to do it does not make him a bad person.
And the thing is, he offered them other cakes that were already made, and they just refused. I mean, he tried to appease them.
Well, not only that, but they
in another way,
and got that
and
damn
tried
cake
to
baked.
be compromising to them in some way without trying to hurt their feelings or disgrace them anyway. And they just, I think they took it way too far. When there's like 500 other bakeries they could have went to. They just want to start some shit.
Yeah.
And that's what really pisses me off.
You know,
Let the guy be who he is. No one said you had to be any other way.
Yeah, exactly.
So why can't he be that way?
And when you start doing that, all you're saying and showing people is that you're a fucking dick. That you're a petty asshole, and that you don't really care about your
Hey,
cause.
little whiny ass baby. You didn't get what you want. Go cry about it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, fuck off.
I was thinking about that too. Like, I am a Christian, but when I meet people, like especially like you, and you go, "I'm not a Christian," I'll go, "Well, you're a terrible person."
Right.
Obviously, you're a terrible person, but that's exactly how they treat me.
Right.
Wait, you voted for Trump? Then you're automatically a terrible person.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you even think that way?
I just don't see how hard it is to, you live your life, I'll live my life. I won't judge or criticize you. You don't judge and criticize me. And we both agree not to be dickheads or assholes to one another. And the world will be a lot better place. You know.
Yes, and that's really the prominent reason why I'm Republican, because I'm for less rules, less politicians telling me what to do, less all of it, less guidelines, less everything. Just let people live the life that they want to live.
And to see, who doesn't want to get behind that? Because that's what this damn country was founded on. We left the United Kingdom, and Britain told King George to go fuck himself because we were tired of the bullshit rules, the fucking taxation, and all the other crap. You know, we came here to this country to damn make something different that benefited us. And we fought tooth and nail for it. Didn't nobody give our forefathers shit. And that's what gets me about, you know, this whole immigration thing. You know, look, I understand Guatemala may be a shithole right now, or fucking, you know, Mexico, or wherever it is that you're coming from. I understand you've got problems. But you know what? That's your country. Fix that shit. You don't think we had problems when we first came here? That's why we had the Revolutionary War. That's why we had the damn Civil War, to fix our shit. And we fixed it. We didn't go.
And we fought that shit with shovels and pickaxes and, you know, whatever we could find.
You know, and thank God for our Second Amendment, you know, that allowed us to do that. You know, and these people that are trying to take away that right, it's like, oh, you don't need a damn AR-15. Fuck you. Don't tell me what I need and what I don't need. You know, well, you can't go against, you can't fight against the government because they've got tanks and missiles and shit. What, am I the only one that saw Red Dawn? Did the Wolverines start off with tanks and missiles? No, they had some damn hunting rifles and some damn shotguns. But they made some tactical advantages, made some moves, and then they stole that shit from the enemy. And the next thing you know, yeah, we got tanks and missiles too, fuckers. You know, so yeah, that's why we have the Second Amendment, so that shit is possible. You know, and unless the shit goes nuclear, it don't matter because they're never going anyway.
This is where we come from. This is our roots.
Yeah.
And if they push us too far, it's going to come to that.
I don't know. I saw a poorly developed meme today because, you know, let's be honest, the left can't meme for shit. Are you familiar with the Young Turks?
No.
Okay, they're like this left progressive news organization on the internet, you know. You know, pushing their propaganda and whatnot. Anyway, one of the Turks was like, you know, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? I want to say it was on Scott Winter's post. No, that's not it. Anyway, the gist of it was, you know, if you don't think, you know, this shit's going to happen, that socialism is going to happen, you know, we're going to come for you and your pitchforks. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. For anybody on the left to even think that they could come after the right, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, especially the pussy ass, you know.
What are you going to be this with your dildos?
Liberals and all the men that are even on the liberal side aren't real men anyway. You think you're going to take my pickaxe? You think you're going to take my pitchfork?
If you want to see something funny,
come try.
Go on YouTube and Google the Antifa videos where they're training how to fight and training how to shoot guns. Watch those videos. It's freaking hilarious. It is. You know, these are like, you know, scrawny, wimpy dudes that have finally come out of their safe space for like 10 minutes and met up in the damn park. And watch them trying to do push-ups and sit-ups and shit like that. It's fucking hilarious. Watch how they go and hold a gun.
Weak.
You know,
weak in mind, weak in body.
Exactly. I mean, you know, they wouldn't have a chance.
No.
You know, not unless they had, you know, the military back them up. But personally, I think if it ever came down to that, I think the majority of our military would be like, you know, fuck it. We're getting behind the people. You know?
Yeah. I asked Nathan one time, I said, do you have a picture of Hillary that you throw darts at in the office? And he scowled at me. He's like, I wouldn't even have a picture of her to throw darts at it. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
There's a unification of dislike. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely going to be
where he works.
An interesting 2 years until 2020. I'm really curious to see what other things are going to happen and take place. You know, what other bullshit propaganda and you know, fictitious investigations.
Who's going to be running against him? I mean,
well, so far everybody.
Elizabeth Warren.
Everybody that's the Native American. Yeah.
Pocahontas.
Yeah, Pocahontas. No, that's not going to happen.
He would kill her in a debate. It'd be so funny.
Right now, the only person that I think would have a remote chance in hell would be Biden. If he decides.
Really? I hadn't even heard from him in a while.
Well, yeah, I only say that because, you know, he does have the experience as being the vice president. He's got 8 years experience. Yeah. You know, I think that's the only thing that he's got going for him. And I think the people overall, you know, liked Biden, you know, because you didn't really hear that much from him. It was all about Obama.
Yeah, but he's old school, and that new voice of the Democratic Party, I don't know if they'd vote for him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they want a contender, if they want somebody to even have a remote chance in hell beating Trump, I think Biden's the way they're going to have to go. Because if they go any other direction, it just ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
They're not.
You know, the only thing that we can hope for is that Starbucks dude, what's his name, Cortez, or well, no, not Cortez. What's the fucking Starbucks?
Oh yeah.
Is if he runs as an independent, you know, he's definitely going to take votes away from the Democrats. You know, which again is just
Democrats have been giving him a hard time.
Oh, very hard time. You know, so I think as it stands right now, unless something comes out so damning in the investigation that he gets impeached, which I don't think is going to happen, I think, you know, he's going to get a second term. You know.
Yes, I do too.
You know.
I think they didn't think he was going to win the first time and laughed. I saw them laugh on TV when like there's no way he's going to win.
Oh yeah,
so many just people that don't want to talk about their real feelings because they're so afraid of losing friends and then what's going to be said. But they vote for him privately, and I think that's just how he won.
Right.
And that's why they were so surprised. I think there's a lot of people that feel this way, and they're just too scared to say it, which is really sad.
No, I mean,
I will never be able to. I'm never afraid to speak my own mind. If I lose friends over it, well, maybe they didn't. Maybe they just weren't meant to be.
But the scary thing now is that it's so much more than friends. You've got people that are actually losing their jobs and their careers
right,
because they're being doxxed.
That's hard. Yeah.
I mean, it's sad and it's crazy. I mean, you're gonna fuck with a person's livelihood just because of their political opinion or belief. Just because,
right.
Just because the
that's
mainstream
not
media
who we are
came
as a
out.
country.
Yeah.
We are.
I mean, it's scary.
A tolerant country. We are supposed to be a tolerant country on different views. And for the people that say they're the most tolerant to do that against a different of opinion, it's just so hypocritical. I can't understand it.
No, I can't understand it either. I mean, that's not what this country's about, or the way it's supposed to be. I mean, it's like we were talking about, with this whole blackface thing going on right now. You've got Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Joy Behar, Sarah Silverman, the governor of Virginia, the guy behind the lieutenant governor of Virginia. All these people that have come out, that have been busted for doing blackface, and nobody has.
Look
said
what they did
shit,
to Paula Deen. Paula Deen was a Republican, though,
right?
And when she came out, it showed her blackface. Oh hell, she got kicked off her TV show, everything.
Well,
right?
even more serious than that was Megyn Kelly.
But if you're liberal and you do it, it's okay.
Well, look
right?
at Megyn Kelly. She was on she was on Good Morning America. No, excuse me, the Today Show. And all she did was ask a question about it. She'd never done it.
Right.
She just asked, she just said,
like,
I think it's okay if
it's
like Halloween. What's the big deal, And they fired her ass. But yet all these damn liberals, still got their damn jobs. Nobody says shit. But yet, again, if a Republican comes out and does it, or a conservative, that's it, man. You're fucking over. Game over. Nobody, you're fucked. It
doesn't make any sense.
It's like what happened in New York back in, I guess it was October, with the Proud Boys. You had Gavin McInnes and the Proud Boys in New York doing a meet-up at the Republican Center someplace in Manhattan. Antifa found out about it. They went and vandalized the building. They called and harassed the old lady that, was running the damn phone. And then when they showed up, to have their little meeting, Antifa stood out there and, threw bottles of piss and shit and whatnot, to where the cops had to escort those guys, 2 or 3 blocks away from the damn venue safely. Then you had a small group of individuals, Antifa, that jumped, 4 of the guys, and they got their ass kicked. Now, the cops came, everybody went home. Nobody was charged with nothing. But then, the governor de Blasio, Cuomo, and the mayor de Blasio came out, made a big deal out of it, had those 4 guys arrested. They lost their jobs. They were being accused of being racist, even though 2 of the 4 guys are married to black women with multiracial children, and their lives are ruined. All because of some damn, bullshit label that the SPLC said, the Proud Boys are an alt-right extremist group. And it's not true.
Yeah.
But that's the political climate that we live in. That's what we're going to have to deal with until eventually, people say enough is enough and, put a stop to that shit. But I think as long as the media is allowed to get away with the bullshit, lies, and propaganda that they're able to damn, spew on people every morning, and I think until people start to wake up and say, you know what, this isn't right, this is wrong, and start turning the shit off and start hitting them where their wallets, where it hurts, I think we got a long road ahead of us. even if we do manage to win the presidency in 2020 and get the damn, House back.
Yeah. And that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, it is scary.
But I'm glad. I liked when Trump would call out the media. He's the only one that had balls enough to do it.
Yeah. But anyway, we've been going on for a record hour and 15 minutes. I do believe that this is the longest show that I have done yet. We started at 8:30 and it is now 9:45 p.m. So overall, I think we had a great show. Carla, I really appreciate you joining tonight.
Yeah. Anything for you, Marcus.
And for those of you watching,
do we have any questions?
No, not really. We just mostly had people, agreeing with what we were saying.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, didn't really get any questions. For those of y'all that are turning in, though, I want you to meet my new dog, Petey.
Petey, we also have another one, Scout.
And we've got another one called Scout. They're both Labrador pit mixes. We picked them up this evening. So, yeah, got some dogs now. Cool. Can't get more American than that. Dogs.
That's right. You better post some pictures. I want to see.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get them on Instagram. But anyway, I guess we'll call that a night. For those of y'all sticking around, I will be ending the 3 live stream and just going straight to Facebook because now the beers are really going to start to flow and go down. So for those of y'all that hang out with me out on the after show, stick around and we'll keep this shit going. But once again, Carla, thanks for joining. Had a great time. Enjoyed it. Hope to have you on again soon.
And this is a Scout.
Absolutely.
And tell Nathan and the rest of the family I said hey, and hopefully we can get up there and see you sometime soon.
Yeah, okay. Love you, Marcus.
All right, love you too, girl. We'll holler at you later.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Scout. This is Scout.
God damn it. Son, you can't just be damn barging in here while I'm trying to damn... No, it's fine now. I'm done. You're good now. But what I'm saying is, when I'm trying to do a show and I'm trying to wrap it up, it's hard for me to do that when you're talking and I'm trying to wrap it up. Okay? How are they doing? Are they in... All right, good.
I made a homemade little toy out of old socks. Mom gave me that tip to make a little homemade toy out of Josh's socks that he gave me.
Well, good.
They seem to like it, especially the white one.